Hi, welcome to this episode 2 of Determining the Mindset, where we want to empower women to be dreamers that takes action. And this is sponsored by Cozy Physical Therapy. But we're very lucky to have Tamara Johnson today from Sports Pro Physical Therapy to join us to talk about her story. Tamara, so tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, hi, and thanks for having me. Again, yes, I'm Tamara Johnson, and I am a physical therapist. I've been one for over 18 years now, and I'm almost in my third year of partnering and having my own clinic in Maryland. I live outside of Washington, D.C. I'm married, and I have 2 boys who are now in middle school. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for being with us. And wow, so let me clarify. So you're a business owner and a mom of 2 boys.
Yes.
So that's amazing.
Yes.
So tell me more about it. What started all of this? What started your dream and your mission in life?
Well, the dream and vision came to me. Not only am I a wife, but I'm also a military wife. My husband is now retired. But when I first got this dream and vision about one day being a business owner was when we were stationed overseas in Japan. When we moved there, I had a 1-year-old and a 3-month-old baby. So I had a lot of time on my hands. So but also myself. I started having dreams and visions about possibly one day because I wasn't really satisfied with where I was in my career and the places that I had worked before. So during that time, it gave me time to really think about what's the next step when I return back to the States. And that's how I got the vision about one day being a business owner.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. How is being a physical therapist in Japan different from the States?
Well, while I was there, I didn't really practice in the normal way because I had 2 small kids. So what I did, I focused a lot on wellness. I created walking programs, and it was called Moms and with Strollers. So we did a lot of walking with our babies in the strollers. We would do stretching. We would do strengthening exercises. I also created a program where we would have family night on the track. So we would do a lot of walking and exercise on the track in the evenings after dinner. And then I also became certified as a group fitness instructor. So I did things outside of the norm of being a physical therapist because I couldn't commit to a 9 to 5.
Wow, that's awesome. So how did you come up with all these ideas? It's something that we normally don't think about, So
While living in Japan, it kind of slowed me down a lot because I wasn't working. I had a lot of time. I actually got more into journaling and meditation while I was there. And I would journal a lot of my thoughts, my visions, things that I wanted to see in my future almost every day. And as I began to do that, I started seeing more and more about what I wanted to do later on when I came back to the States. So my first thing was put it down on paper.
Wow.
That was the first thing I did. Write down every thought that came to my mind. I wrote it down. And the second thing I did, I started saving. I started saving money. I didn't know what I was saving for, but I just started saving and just started, putting things to the side just in case it happened for me. I will be in a financial, position to make a move without feeling that I was sacrificing my family for it.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's awesome tips, guys. So the 2 important tips that you mentioned earlier are journaling and start saving. Is that correct?
Yes, that's what I did initially. Yes.
Wow. So what are some other steps that you did to actually make the groups ongoing, and how do you get people to join your group?
Well, when I was living in Japan, my fitness groups, I think what what really made people want to join is because they saw me. They saw what I was doing. I had a double stroller and I walked every day. Remember, when I got to Japan, I had a 3-month-old baby, so I was still having my post, pregnancy weight on me. So I think people just watched me. They observed me while I was there. Like, I dropped 25 pounds right away just from my walking and my exercising and changing how I was eating. So I think people just saw what I was doing, and then they started asking me, can you come? Can you do this? And then I got hired by the gym just to to teach the moms in this class. And so before you know it, I had 2 moms, and I ended up with 5 moms, and then I had like 10 moms, and we were walking all over the base and outside in the city of Yokohama. So it really, I think my actions kind of drew people to me for that part during, of the wellness program while I was there.
Uh-huh. Wow, that's an awesome story. What about coming back to the States? So now that you're a business owner, we want to know how you got started.
Well, it wasn't easy. When I came back, I tried to go work for other people. I tried my hardest. I had 2 jobs, and I ended up having to leave them because I just wasn't settled. I could not continue to work in places where I didn't feel that they had the same philosophy that I had. They had the same customer service. Japan has the best customer service in the world. Mm-hmm. And I learned a lot while living there about customer service and how it made me feel. And so when I came back, I didn't get that from the clinics that I was, working in. I didn't get that feeling from them, and I'm sure the patients didn't get it. So it did take me a while, but the route that I decided to take was not to start on my own because I'm still a wife. I'm still a mom. So I decided to partner up with someone that I've known for a long time. Mm-hmm. He already had 2 clinics. So I thought about it and I said, well, he's already made the mistakes. He already knows what to do. So if I come with my experience and the money that I've saved, then this could be a good partnership. So I prayed on it. I, talked to my husband about it. Both of our families came together. We discussed it and we went through all the legal things. And I decided to take the route to partner up because I still have to be committed to my family.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's awesome. I wish someday, when I have my kids, I will be able to do what you do. That is, be able to spend time with the kids and also have a career.
Right. And it's it hasn't been easy, but I think because if you set a good foundation, and if you have, order in your life and structure, then it helps put everything in place. And that's what I worked on while I wasn't working. I worked on building a foundation for my family, bringing more order and structure to our lives. So then when it was time for me to step out and own my own business, open up my own business, it didn't throw off the family schedule.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So tell us about your difficult times and how have you get through all of them?
Well, it's not easy being a business owner. I'm almost at year 3, but things are really going well right now from a business standpoint. But there have been times where I've had late nights. I started out in the business by myself. Because I was trying to build capital, and even though it was hard for the first 6 months, I worked in the clinic by myself. I saw 1 patient every hour, but I was a front desk person. I was the tech, I was the receptionist or whatever. I did all of that, and even though it was hard, I'm glad I did it because what you never want to happen, you don't want anyone that you hire to ever know more than you. So it made me learn every aspect of the business. So when I hired my medical receptionist, I knew what she knew. Mm-hmm. When I hired, my tech or whatever, I knew how I wanted them to operate in the clinic. So those first 6 months were very hard for me. I did it, by myself. I saw my patients. I did all of that. I learned about insurances. I mean, I did so much on my own, and I'm glad that I did it, because now the only person that's going to be loyal to your business is you. Mm-hmm. So if anyone ever leaves me today or tomorrow, I'm not going to like freak out about it, because I know how to do that mm-hmm. until I'm able to hire somebody. So always know every aspect about your business.
Wow.
So my tough time was probably early on, because I did have to do everything by myself.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's great advice. And I think for somebody who wants to start out, that even though it's hard, but the hard times will pass, and you'll learn a lot from it, right?
Yes, I learned a lot, not just about PT, but about being a business owner as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So with your schedule, being so busy as a business owner and a mom, how do you preach, like do what you preach, stay active, being healthy? How do you get that?
I think what really helps is that my husband has been very supportive. So now that the boys are older, he's kind of taken up the slack more. Mm-hmm. When they were younger, I did more because he was active duty military. And so once he retired, he still works, but he takes up the slack more now that they're older. But I think a very important part of how I'm able to handle it all goes back to how I start my day. So in the morning, I wake up, I do prayer, meditation, positive, affirmation, things that get my day going. In the past, I was getting up early to walk, to exercise. I kind of fell off a little bit because I was having some medical challenges, but now I'm back on track with that. So if I don't walk in the morning, I'm definitely walking in the evenings to keep up my physical stamina and stretching. I also take plant-based vitamins mm-hmm. to help me, and I drink a green smoothie mostly every morning to help make sure that I'm getting the essential vitamins and minerals that I need to stay healthy. And the other thing is just being connected to the right people. Just trying to surround myself with a lot of positivity, whether it's starting my day off right, my family, my friends, and making sure I take care of myself.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's exactly what we all need. Stay positive, be around positive people that can influence you, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's not easy, but I tell you, living a balanced life is key. Even if you don't want to be a business owner, whatever you want to do in life, you have to have that balance. You have to have it.
Yeah. So being a woman yourself, how do you empower women to take actions? Wow.
Well, when it comes to business and being a business owner, we are the minority. Mm-hmm. And by being the minority, sometimes it can be difficult because, we know how it is to be, the few in number when it comes to this. But what I tell people, first you have to have a plan. And I'm really big, like you said before, on journaling. You got to write it down. You have to prepare yourself for whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. The other thing is you have to see yourself in that position or in that business. I actually visualize my clinic. I actually I had a name for it, but I had to change the name when I hooked up with my partner, but I visualize my clinic. So not only prepare, write it down, but visualize and kind of put yourself where you want to see yourself, And then the other thing is you have to, sacrifice some things to get to where you want to be. So I have a funny story. For a long time, I drove a minivan. Uh-huh. I never thought that I would be a driver of a minivan, but I had 2 kids. It was practical and it was cheap. Mm-hmm. So I sacrificed having, a nicer vehicle, whatever, because I knew that I wanted to own a clinic, and I could not have all of these bills and expenses and, be a business owner. So I had to sacrifice things then and wait for later, to change things up. So you have to sacrifice, and you have to take the necessary courses or classes or read books that's going to help you with whatever your goal is or your desire. I knew nothing about writing a business plan, so I went and took free classes under the Small Business Administration. Mm-hmm. I went to a local community college and took some classes they had. They were very cheap classes, and learned a lot about, profit and loss statements and, QuickBooks and things like that. I also read books. So I had to pour into myself. You can't wait for someone else to do it. I had to pour into myself. And how I met you, Cindy, I saw Smart Success PT, and I was like, well, what is this? Maybe I should try it out, not knowing what it was, but I'm glad I did because I learned a lot. So I invested in myself to make sure that I tried to gain as much knowledge, as I could to take this next step.
Yeah, wow, that's awesome. That's a lot of advice there. So to summarize, basically take courses and really take big steps with ourselves, right? Invest in ourselves.
Yes, prepare, and you may have to sacrifice in the beginning.
Okay.
You may have to sacrifice in the beginning, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yep. So okay. I'm so glad to have met you, Tamara, and of course, SSPT is bringing all of us together. And yes. For those of you who does not know what SSPT is a class called Smart Success Physical Therapy, and it's hosted by Greg Todd. He's the person that started all, and that's how me and Tamara met. So yes. Yeah, and I'm so glad, Tamara. Any last words of advice? Any last things that you want to tell the speakers? The listeners out there.
Right. Well, my thing is, a lot of people, sometimes when they look at you, they think, oh, it was easy, it wasn't any problems, it wasn't any fear or any obstacles, but that's totally false. I had fear. I had obstacles. I had some challenges. I could have stopped, but I always tell people, you can't do away with the fear. It's going to be there. You just have to do it afraid. You just have to take one step after the next step after the next step. Yes, I was fearful. I didn't know what was going to happen, if it was going to hurt my family financially, or if it was going to, not work out and all of that. You're going to have those things, but don't let it stop you. Do it afraid. Trust your instincts and just keep doing it one step at a time.
Wow, thank you, Tamara. I love it. I love what you said. And that's what I think for me, myself, even, like, fear is a big thing. But as you said, we just have to step out of it. And even though we're afraid, we have to do it, right?
Do it anyway, because the worst case scenario for me, if it doesn't work out, I'll just go get another job. We still have our license. We still have our wonderful career. You just try it. And what's the worst thing can happen? You just have to go get a job. There are plenty of jobs out there for us. So, but just try it. Do it afraid. Don't stop. And just take it one step at a time.
Yep. Thank you, Tamara. So one last thing is, how do people find you? If they want to look for a physical therapist in your area, how do they find you?
Well, I am in the Southern Maryland area. We have a new MGM and casino in National Harbor in our area, so I'm right outside of Washington, D.C. Thankful to SSPT, I'm not afraid of social media anymore, so I'm on Facebook. Our company name is Sports Pro Physical Therapy, or my page is Tamara Johnson. Or I'm on Instagram, Sports Pro PT South, and LinkedIn, Tamara Johnson. So I'm stepping out more on this social media thing. Still don't have it quite down, but I'm having fun with it. I love sharing information. So if you either look up Sports Pro Physical Therapy or Tamara Johnson, you'll be able to find me or the business.
Thank you so much, Tamara. And we are so happy to have you here today. And
thank you.
Everybody, if you're listening, you can also look at the description below, because I will put a description of where you can find Tamara. And
thank you.
Thank you for listening. And my name is Dr. Cindy Zhang, and this is sponsored by Cozy Physical Therapy. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.